Nathan the Benjamin. So what does it actually mean to be good? Like, what are the rules religiously? Do I have to go to church, get baptized? Like, what does that look like? Well, in Mark 10:18, when someone calls Jesus good, he said this: no one is good but God alone. So God is good, right? God's the ultimate standard, and ultimately that's what we chase after. 1 John 4:8, it says that God is love. So basically, God is good and God is love. So if love is good, then love is the standard, and obviously it's a huge part of it, right? 1 Corinthians 13 says that we can move mountains and give everything away and know everything and all these other great things, but that if we don't have love, it amounts to nothing. That's 1 Corinthians 13, 1 through 3. It also goes on to say in verses 4 through 7 that love is patient and kind and not proud, not self-seeking. Basically, instead of focusing primarily on these religious stereotypes, like I just have to believe and be baptized and go to church that I'm good, or instead of pursuing some of these great things like, giving to other people, doing all this, that, knowing everything, becoming a better version of myself, all that stuff, all that really nice stuff it talked about, instead of that, just try to do those things it said, like to be patient, to be kind, and then to try to do those great things too, but don't do them without being patient and kind of doing the little things the right way. Like, this is our everyday living. There's something to this, And in response to these exact same things, Jesus says this in Matthew 23:23, you should do the former, like the great things, the religious things that we see as great, but not give up on the latter, living in a loving way and being more like Jesus in your everyday life. So it all comes down to the way you actually live. Some of the best people on this earth aren't even Christian or religious at all. And you know what? Good for them. You know what they've figured out that Christians haven't? They've figured out that it really doesn't matter what you believe in your head if it doesn't match with what's ultimately in and comes out of your heart. Jesus acknowledges this in Luke chapter 6, verse 45, when he says that a good man would bring good out of the good things stored up in his heart, but an evil man would bring evil out of the evil stored up in his heart. For the mouth speaks what the heart is full of. Did you notice that it didn't say Christian man or religious man or anything like that, but rather just good man? That's because you don't have to be a Christian or to be a good person. But then again, why settle for simply being a good person? You seriously think that God created you in his image and handed you the world, just to live a life that is good or above average, or, it breaks the plane by a little bit? Of course not. Look at it like this. Jesus was a good person, right? Said nice things. He was patient with difficult people. He was kind. He always put others first. Good for him, right? Great guy. But he didn't settle for that. He kept going. He kept growing. He went up to the cross, and not only that, but he actually asked God to forgive the people that were crucifying him while they were spitting on him and mocking him. In his greatest moment of being disrespected and vulnerable, when other people were kind of putting themselves first, he chose to remain weak and put others first. It's something we've never done. He brought it to a level that we would never have brought it to. And to be honest, if he hadn't been crucified, he probably would have kept going and kept growing even more with his life. So it's not about being good, not even about being great. It's about getting better each and every day. That's why Galatians chapter 6, verse 9 says to never grow weary of doing what is right. So if you think you're good, you don't just settle in, you keep getting better, no matter where you're at. There's no excuses with this. Absolutely none. God bless you.